Right,
Fog
guys.
entertainment.
Welcome back to
We're no laughing.
another fit. No, this one's going to be deadly serious, guys, because it is The Walking Dead, the greatest show of all time. And we're ranking the greatest antagonists of all time. There's none of these guys that are complete wimps that we could batter with one single punch. Definitely not. Everyone on this list is an absolute fighting machine that would kick our arse 100%.
Except
Half the three,
more
4
than
quarters.
half.
So, with that said, let's rank them. Now, I'm surprised there's only 7 people on it. Like, honestly, I don't know how someone on this list can qualify, and then the rest, someone that was in the show can't. I don't know, to me.
Well, to me, I mean, if you,
Who's the main guy for the Claimers? Well, I don't know why he isn't in it.
was he really?
That was the best thing ever. But anyway, right, here we go, right, we're just gonna go with the 7 that are on it, right? We didn't make this list, some other spastic did. So, with that said, first up on the list is Negan. Now, Negan is a standalone character. I think he's great. I think the guy's fantastic. But what I don't think helps him is he comes into The Walking Dead in a period
Oh, it's shite.
where it's shit. Now,
It doesn't get better. It gets worse.
I would compare this to like WWE, right? You could have someone that's great in today's current product, but the fact is they're surrounded by mediocre shit, and you're just not interested in the product. So it's, as much as you might like a certain character, you know what I mean? It doesn't. It's hard to enjoy them that much. It's like, I mean, you could get a game. I mean, you could get Resident Evil 3. You might think Jill's fucking amazing, but if the game's shit and everyone else in the game's shit, then how much can you really enjoy Jill, who you think's amazing? Do you get the point I'm trying to say in here, guys? With that said, I think Negan has to go in the good category.
Not the best, and that's the bottom line. I agree with that. If he was around earlier in the show.
Plus, another thing about Negan is his first appearance is the best thing he does. It's all downhill for there. At least with these other antagonists, you could maybe argue they get better, even though some of them just die straight away. Like so, I mean, but I think with one of them on this list, you can argue he gets better as the show goes on.
Governor, arrest or piss.
Whereas with Negan, his best stuff is his appearance, and then he kind of goes downhill. I guess when you make an appearance like that, there is only one way to go. But anyway, that's why I'm putting in Negan in good, and if you disagree with that, then you're entitled to be wrong, but, you know, that's what it is.
Next up, we've got Alpha, midget,
deformed looking, ugly bastard. It has to go in the awful category for me. Comes into the show in, season 9, when the show is absolutely dead.
Like, I'm not being funny, but see a woman that's bald and literally about...
Well, you can stick hair on her, like, it's not going to make it any better.
I know, but I'm saying she's about 4 foot 5.
How's she alpha? Is this some bloody lefty bullshit where they need to like push, you know, oh man, we're all equal here, genderless? I mean, because come on.
Yeah.
How's she alpha? I mean,
awful, but the next guy really should be alpha.
But he's not, and he's still A for awful, but he's just not A for alpha. I mean, I'd put him above. I'd put him above Alpha just for the simple fact that he's played by Opie in Sons of Anarchy. Plus, he does look intimidating. I'll give him that.
But for what it should be.
Maybe he should go in bad, actually. But at least he had that fight scene with Daryl. I mean, what has Alpha had? Absolutely nothing.
Right, next up, the Governor.
I think they got best antagonist for me in the entire series. And for that reason, I am going to put him in the best category.
He's got an eye patch.
When the series first starts, it kind of fools you into thinking that he's a good guy. He's just a Rick for another community. Not that Rick's a good guy. Rick's a bit of a prick. But anyway, the point is, you don't think the Governor's this bad guy, but then as the series progresses, he kind of gets worse and worse, and towards the end, he kind of just goes off the fucking rails with his tank and beheads Herschel. But I think you could argue that even though he's good when he first starts, I think you could argue his final appearance tops his character. You know, whereas I think you would say the best episode is the Governor's last.
The Negan's is his first.
Whereas the best episode featuring Negan is his first.
Yep.
So, you know, to me, I think that makes a big difference. I think that when they introduce the Governor and he gets better and better throughout his stay in the show, whereas with Negan, he gets introduced, then he kind of just slowly declines. So, that's my reasoning. Do you agree?
Yep. Best antagonist in the show, brother.
Right, up next, we have...
Killed a few star power.
Yep. Up next, we have...
Gareth. Awful.
I wouldn't. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Just look at this guy. I know everyone in that group was pish. I could have battered them with one hand behind my back.
I would put him in.
Bad. Bearable.
I don't think
He's not awful, like, I'll admit.
No, I don't think he's. I mean, at least. I think the way he spoke, he was a wee bit.
Put it this way, right? See him and the
He's
no,
definitely. Yeah, they're the same. They're from around the same era.
And I think they're the beginning of the fucking massive downfall this show goes on.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he actually comes in before or after.
Oh, holy moly! And there.
They're from around about the same time period.
He's end of 4, start of 5. She's mid 5.
So I mean, really,
middle.
They're pretty. You know, he's a lot better.
They kill them and then they go into the city.
Aye, alright.
Right.
They kill them and then the show dies.
Next up, we've got the Wolves leader.
Awful, fucking awful. Well, you want to put him below Alpha or
Aye, well,
Alpha.
I mean, at least.
I mean, I don't think it really
At
matters
least-
at this stage.
At least she's got fucking beta. What's this fucking freak show bastard got?
Is this not the guy that kind of redeems himself, but Carol kills him anyway? Say redeems himself. I don't know what he fucking does, but
Carol killed you for that reason alone. You can't get it awful.
yeah.
Next up with the this is the worst.
Don't
gimmick
even know her
done.
name. Doesn't really do anything apart from shoot Beth in the head. And just awful story arc. Why they felt that they needed to like dedicate the second half of the first season of 5, or the second half of the first half of season 5. They dedicated like 4 episodes to this shit. Not solely just this, but I think from season 4.
Well, basically, it was just this.
Yeah, and the group finding their way to the police station. Just absolutely goddamn awful. I'm pretty sure there was one episode though that was solely on this,
5.
where
I think
Beth
it was
meets
5 or 3. It was
meets
just
Noah.
her. It was just her there.
Yeah, just awful. Arguably one of the worst antagonists in TV history. Like, I can't think of a worse one, to be fair.
I'm not being sexist, right? But seeing like a TV show characters, oh man, with a rare exception.
Not just TV show. I mean, fucking films. I mean,
I know, but I was just mentioning. We're talking about TV shows, brother.
I mean, I'm trying to think of best woman.
Wait, is this guy a man or a woman?
Man, I'm trying to think of the best woman in a TV show / series.
May as well be fucking. Oh, that's irrelevant because it's not on this list. I can assure you.
No, I've seen a thing about it. Like, I'm trying to think of my favourite shows: Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy. And there's not one that I would. There's not a woman I don't think I would put in the top 10 of any of the shows that I've watched. To not make the top 10, that's pretty pish.
That's just the way it is.
I mean,
the way it is.
Maybe the women in the strain aren't that bad, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, at the start, I'd probably put Andrea in the top 10, but I mean, it's Hart and Maggie. But maybe that's because you can't name. But when you're in season 2, like, there's even 10 men to name.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
Merle's in like fucking 3 seconds of an episode and he's like the best guy.
you know what I mean? So, we might actually do a tier list, guys, in the future, we might actually make our own ranking just women from...
But first of all, we need to unban from Twitter to do that.
Aye, because we can't make it. So, contact tier list, contact Twitter, tell them to unban us, because we're great guys who aren't sexist, and we think women are great, but just not at the very best of tier lists.
Fuck you.